everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make this cute little drawstring bag made out of the scrap fabric from the boxer shorts that we made. So if you haven't seen that video, check out the boxer shorts video and cut out your fabric the way I suggest in that video, with the point of the curve pointing toward the fold of the fabric. That way you're going to end up with two pieces like this on the fold that we can use to make the drawstring bag. Okay, so all you need is scrap fabric, thread, sewing machine, and that's it. Let's get started. These are the boxer shorts we made in that last video. This is the scrap fabric that we have. Two pieces kind of that U shape, and then two long skinny pieces from the other side of the fabric, from the selvage edge. And that's what we're going to be able to use to make this cute little drawstring bag. So let's take this fabric, these two U shapes. We'll put the smaller one on top of the larger one, and we'll cut them to be both the same. There's our two U-shaped ones cut to be the same. And then let's take our long skinny selvage edge. And for this bag, we only need to have one tie, right? There's just the one long piece of tie there. So we just need one of these layers. So as I've said in other videos, the easiest way to deal with a long skinny piece is to snip and tear. So first I'm going to snip and tear off the selvage. And you'll see how it tears straight between two threads. I want this long skinny piece to be 1.5 inches wide, or 4 centimeters. Snip right in there at 1.5 inches and tear again. So that's it for the cutting. I've got my two pieces that are the two U shapes and the one long skinny piece. So now let's get started for the first sewing step. For the first sewing step, open out your two U-shaped pieces and put them right side together. Now, basically what we're going to be doing is sewing at the 15 line all the way around that outside edge and zigzagging around the outside edge. But let's do a nicer opening at the top here. This is the way we usually do it in class, and it's exactly what you did on the boxer shorts, where you leave a gap for the elastic to go through on your boxer shorts, and here we left a gap for the string to go through. But the fact that you're watching this means you're pretty keen and you want to learn a bit more, so I'm going to show you a nicer way to do this. For that nicer opening, we're going to mark a notch at 2 inches or 5 centimeters from the top end. So put a notch there. That's where we're going to start sewing. And we're going to sew all around this outside edge at the 15 line and then zigzag the very edge, but we'll leave this top part free. So we're just starting from that notch. Okay, let's go to the machine. So I'm starting with my needle right at that notch and my edge at the 15 line with a straight stitch and back tacks at the beginning and end. And now I'm using the regular zigzag stitch of 3 length and 3 width, and I'm going to be going right along the edge now, also starting and stopping with back tacks. Awesome. Now we take it to the iron. Beautiful. At the iron here, I'm just going to press it all flat first, just to flatten out everything. Both sides, because it looked a little bit creased before I started. Now let's turn this right side out. Bring the seam right out to the edge and let's press again. So I'm running my hand around that curve to bring the seam right out to the edge. Okay, with this all pressed flat now, our little opening that we left is pressed flat. I've already taken my scissors and I extended that notch. I snipped right to my last stitch there. You want to be able to get that right flat. Okay, so with that flattened out, now we're just going to tuck in that little raw edge and press that flat. On both sides, just tuck in the raw edge and press flat. Good. Now at the sewing machine, I'm going to sew nice and close to this outside edge, down, across, and back up. let's go back to the machine. Nice and close to this outside fold. Right there, straight stitch, back tack at your beginning and end. Nice clean pivot at the bottom. Kind of straighten everything out so that your rectangle ends up looking nice and straight. And pivot again and right back up. Good. That's what we want. Nice and straight like that. And then we're going to go back to the iron. This part is just like we did when we were hemming the boxer shorts. So we're going to turn that small little first fold, like about 1/2 centimeter, 1/4 inch, just a small little amount, and go all the way around. Right through the seam. We're going to sew this down close to that edge all the way around. If you ever get stuck at the beginning, just hit needle up, push your, wiggle your fabric around to get it disengaged, push it a little bit forward, and then try again, and it'll go. Now see this, I don't want this corner sticking out. So I might even just give it a second little turn there, just so it sits nicely inside. I don't want it poking out. Okay, press that flat. And then, do you remember our sewing gauge that we used when we were doing the boxer shorts? That's going to come in handy again. We're going to set it for 2.5 centimeters or 1 inch. And we'll turn down that 1 inch fold all the way around. So 1 inch and put a pin. Move along, measure your 1 inch and put a pin all the way along. And we want this nice and even here. And now I'm going to go back to the machine on that first line all the way around. What I'm using here is a 25 line. And kind of connecting your two ends there. Trimming up threads and give that top casing a little shot of steam. Make that all nice and flat. And then once we've trimmed all of our threads, the bag is basically done and ready for our drawstring to go through. So let's take that long piece that we tore before, and we're going to just fold this in half, wrong sides together, and press our way all the way along. Trying to get your edges nicely together so it really is even. The edge is together all that way along. It makes it so much easier later. Now open it up and you're going to see that crease in the middle. So you'll bring your raw edges now to that crease. You can do one edge at a time, or you can probably manage doing both. So both these edges now are just meeting right at that center line. I press my way all the way the whole length again. Now with it nice and flat like that, now we fold it in half again and press all the way along again. Okay, so now this little strip, I want to put those two edges together. And I'm going to sew nice and close to those two edges to hold them together. going to take a big safety pin, and the same way we put the elastic through on the boxers, we're going to use the safety pin to put the drawstring through. So I'm going to poke that safety pin right in, and remember it's push, push, and then pull the fabric back. Awesome! Look at that, how cute. Okay, let's just even up the ends. I love it. And then we've got those two little raw ends, but you know what? We're just going to tie them together. So I don't really even have to finish the ends at all. Just put them together and tie. Pull that really tight so your knot becomes as small as possible. Good. And then your bag just bunches up and you're done. Okay, I love it. Look at that. It's just adorable and super handy. You could use this as a gift bag if you're giving somebody the boxer shorts you made last time. That would be super nice. So by using up our scraps, we made something else really useful and nice. And now we have less fabric that's going into the bin. In fact, I'm looking at this little piece here. You know what that would make? That would make a perfect scrunchie. Let's do that right now. That'll be my next video. Okay, hope you guys enjoy making the drawstring bag, and I'll see you in the scrunchie video.